everyone, it's Jean from Inky Owl Studio. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to have you visit my channel. Uh, I am starting a new project and it is one with cloth. I'm going to make a cloth cover on a journal. I will confess that this will not be one video after another. I will probably do this a little bit and then do something else and then come back to it. So this may be a long-term journal. But anyways, I have already filmed how a process video of me choosing the different fabrics and going through how I'm structuring and everything. And when I got done, I decided to edit that part out and save it for another time and concentrate on this little project here of a no-sew method to put this sari silk all the way around this photo in sort of a messy, shabby chic kind of way. And it just ended up being a very easy project to do. So I thought I would share this with you today. I had originally thought that I was going to machine sew this, and I'm so glad I didn't. I'm glad I went with this method. So here it is. I changed my mind. Imagine that. On the way to the sewing machine, I thought of an idea that I wanted to try. And so what I've done is I have put thread, I've crinkled up ever so often, twisted it a little bit, the trim, and then I whipped around some stitches to create sort of these little gathering points. And then I'm going to glue this on, and then as I glue it on, I can twist it, you know, more or less how I would like it to be between these points. And I have these little pre-twisted areas to help me with it. Oh, having a hard time explaining. So let me show you how I did each of these little areas. And they're more or less the same distance, but not quite. There's a little variance in them, and of course, next time I try this, I might try something with a wider variety or distances a little bit different. I did choose a thread that matches the trim, and so I pinched an area that had, you know, several layers all kind of pinched up. Took my needle, knotted the end, came up in the middle from the back, and just came up there. I'll pinch that a little bit more. Came up kind of in the middle, and then I just wrapped 3 or 4 passes around that area, like so, snugly. All right, and then I went to the back again, and I'm going to go under the wrapping that I just did. These are the stitches I just wrapped. Forgive my nails, I got done tea staining, so my hands are kind of brown. But I'm going to go underneath there and catch just a little bit of that fabric, come up the other end, and I'm going to do that a few times and tighten it. So I'm catching a little bit of the fabric, I'm coming underneath the stitching. I just don't want to go all the way to the front. And pull it tight, trim it off. Now this will be glued, so I'm not overly concerned about how tight that is. I say to the back, but in reality, it probably doesn't matter because you can twist it around to the back if you want to and hide some of that knotting or whatever. So now it is ready to be glued onto my photograph, and I'll just be twisting it as I do so. So I'm going to start at a place it's a little off-centered, not like right in the middle where everything is gonna. It's well, I really don't know how I'm going to end it, but I know that in the end I want to put a cluster of something over here. So let me start and end it in this area. And that way it won't matter what the ending looks like exactly. I want to use, I don't want to use fabric tack because with this lace or with this sari silk, it can come through and be shiny. So I'm going to use glitter glue, but a fast drying tacky glue I think would be just fine. And so make sure she's coming out. Yep, she is. So I'm just going to go in here. Now it's going to be a little, it will be time consuming because I need to make sure that it grabs it, which it will. And then I'm just going to glue right there on the very edge and twist it somehow, make it a little twisty, make it puff up a little bit, not be like pulled tightly, but just make it, you know, I don't want to pull it tight across there. I am kind of doing this a little bit as I go along. And we'll put down some more glue. Now you could also do this kind of, I guess you could call it a couching, onto the fabric itself. So you could have the fabric underneath and do these little sections and go right into the fabric. I liked this idea because I felt I had had less to hold in my hand to do. I might one day do it the other way. I don't know. But this is kind of what I'm doing now. So now I kind of twist and pull. So I was a little concerned about the stitching because that would make everything lay flat. And that wasn't the look I was going for in here. This was more of the look where it is nice and bulky and it's got dimension to it. All right. Not at all concerned about where these little tucks come. Don't really feel like I want to make them the highlight. They are basically there so that the twisting is so much easier than if I just twisted it without them. So they're like a little bit of a tacking to keep that going around. Yeah, I'm liking the way this is turning out. Now this could work for a variety of trims. If you had a silk ribbon, and a ribbon might be a little bit more, it'll be stiffer, so it might be a different look or a different way of, you could put it on this way, but it would work differently than I think the sari silk is, because it's more like a thin fabric is what this ends up being. So yeah, I am liking this look. This look is pretty cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm just in the mood of experimenting with cloth right now. But I also have other projects in my head I want to do. So, you know, sometimes that's the way we creators are, right? We just have a couple of projects going because we like that variety. We get ideas for this and we want to try that out. So I am holding it, and glitter glue is fast drying. Not all of these white glues are, so it may take longer for yours to catch. I know Eileen, pretty sure she has a fast drying tacky glue. It's not as fast as glitter glue, but it's pretty good. I've used it in the past, not for this project, but I used it for other things, and it's pretty good. All right, so I'm getting down to this area. Oh, I had just enough. Look at that. Just enough. I couched enough there. I'm going to cut it off here. Let me just get that last little bit down. So like I say, here I am considering putting some other stuff down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off even more of this. Just like that. And glue it inside this little guy here. Glue it down. So now let me just give you, yeah, kind of went over. Let me give you a little bit closer look at that. You can see how that is. And now I am going to glue this side down, and I'm going to fold this over it and glue that to connect with the other one so that it looks very much like it's meant to be that way. So I'm loving this. Now probably when I go to put it onto my cover, I will probably glue down maybe some of the over the outside edges, like a little bit here, a little bit there, just to secure it even more so. And probably when this dries, I might go back over it and find little places where I want to glue it down even further. But here is a, well, it's pretty much a no-sew method. I mean, I wouldn't call wrapping thread around the corners really sewing. So there you go. I'm liking this a lot. And eventually it's going to be onto here. Ooh, that turned out good. So every so often, I do get good ideas that pan out the first time around. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I will be doing more on this. I think what I'm going to do, I'm really leaning towards this one here. I think this is going to be the extension that I use, is this here. I might come back with a third layer. I might even use both of these layers or something. I might put one more layer down in here to peek out. Not sure, but I'm really going for this. And yeah, let's see. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I won't even use this lace. We'll have to see later. We'll just have to see later. I might not. We're just going to have to see about that. But eventually I do want to take these rosettes and kind of make something down here with roses. That's kind of my idea there. So yeah, we will talk to you later. Have a great night. Bye.